Boxing fans. Let me know what you guys think, man, of this whole Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn, man. I mean, this is it's going crazy, man. Like, wow, I don't even know what to, think from now on, man. It's just getting kind of crazy, man. Like, everybody, going their own way, but, it's gotta go down, man. Yo, what's up, Top Legacy? What's going on, man? Trying to figure out what's going on with everything, man. No good. It's live. Yeah, I'm live, man. Corey Lee's first live, man. Going down. Going down. So yeah, man, Ty, man, I'm just trying to figure out, man, what's going on with the whole Eddie Hearn situation, man. I honestly think I think he's got all his chess pieces exactly where he needs them. You know what I mean? Like, I think that, with, the whole Anthony Joshua and, him being pretty much the king of his chessboard and Dillian White being the pawns, I think that he can pretty much do what he wants to do now, man. He's got all the tools that he needs, to do what he needs to do. What else is there to do? I think that, Dillian White being a mandatory, keep in mind with Hearn, but it's probably what you saying. Yeah, I think that he's gonna throw. I think what the plan is that He's gonna throw. I think he's gonna throw Dillian White at Deontay Wilder first, man. That's my honest opinion, man. Because you gotta understand, man. Deontay Wilder's a threat, dude, in the heavyweight division, man. This dude's coming at people's necks, man. God, just imagine this guy at your neck, dude. He's not playing around, man. I got him, going super hard with everything. Just him being right there is a threat. You know what I mean? I think he's gonna throw Dillian White in there first. You know what I mean? I think he's got to throw Dillian White, at Deontay Wilder first. You know what I mean? Because with the whole Eddie Hearn situation, he's trying to get money out of Dillian White too. He's invested a lot of money. He's got the HBO deal. He's got all of this going on. He said, Ty Legacy said, you're probably right. I think White becomes the mandatory for Wilder if he wins. Yeah, he does. He's got the silver title, man. So, with that silver title being right there, I honestly think that this is going to be, this Lucas Brown fight is going to be, this is going to be who's going to fight Wilder next. You know what I mean? I think that the winner of this is going to fight Wilder next. I think that's the plan. A lot of people say they want to see the Anthony Joshua and Wilder fight next. But how are you going to see that next when you got Dillian White with the silver belt? I think, to be completely honest with you, us being fans, yeah, we do have a say, but I honestly think that, Dillian White being there is just going to, I think he has say too, man. And, when's the last time Wilder fought a mandatory? Luis Ortiz wasn't a mandatory. And, I honestly think that, maybe, what's his name? Bermain Severn might have been his mandatory too, but, with that being said, it's a risky situation, man. You pretty much putting all your eggs in one basket with letting Joshua fight Wilder, man. Me personally, that's what I think, man. It's crazy, man. Just putting them in the mix. I think that it's just gonna go down. It might be good, it might not be good. I'm not gonna say what's gonna happen, man. But me personally, I think that with him being there, he's rolling the dice more if he puts Anthony Joshua in with Wilder now, as opposed to seeing what Dillian White can do and then making a decision. You know what I'm saying? I think if he wipes Dillian White out there, man, the fight may not ever happen. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta understand, Anthony Joshua and Dillian White wasn't no gimme fight. That shit went tooth and nail, man. That shit went down, dude. Anthony Joshua got hurt by Dillian White, dude, in the seventh round. He almost got taken out by Dillian White, man. If I'm Eddie Hearn, I'm trying to see. It says I'm not saying I'm signing off on it. I know, man, and I want. He said they Yeah, I feel you, man. But I think Eddie Hearn has a deep he has deep pockets, and I think he's got a deep plan. You know what I mean? And me being a realist and me being out here trying to say what I honestly think was gonna happen, and you got 78 Sports saying these things gonna happen, and then you got Fanon saying what he thinks gonna happen. My opinion is I think he's gonna put Dillian White in there with Wilder first, man, because since Dillian White has his silver belt, man, that's my personal opinion, man. I think that with that silver belt, that comes hope. Maybe I can fight, Deontay Wilder this year. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I think, man. I mean, you gotta understand that silver belt, he's paying sanctioning fees. I mean, shit, them sanctioning fees, even Sean Porter and he said, yup, and White not taking step aside money. That's what I'm saying, man. That's another thing I want to get on too, man. The whole Elder Alvarez thing, man. Him step taking all that step aside money from Stevenson. God damn, dude, he's been the number one mandatory for 4 years. 4 years, dude. And he's still not, there to fight him. You got Bobby Jack ready to fight him, but that's what I'm saying with the whole Dillian White thing, man. He's paying all the sanctioning fees, and that's what I was saying with Sean Porter. Sean Porter and Kenny Porter said that why would they fight? Why would they fight Kel? Why would they fight Earl Spence when they got they're paying all these sanctioning bodies and all these sanctioning fees? Well, just the sanctioning fee alone for the WBC he said, can I get that? When they did an interview with, I forgot what, I think it was the Boxing Voice. When they did an interview with them, they were pretty much saying why, they asked him, why don't you fight Earl Spence? And he's like, well, I'm paying all this money to the WBC and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a lot of money that I'm paying. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is, this is pretty much like it's a lot going on, man, and those, the sanctioning fees, it could get a lot. It's a lot of money involved in that, man. Even Kenny Porter was saying that they pay like 200,000-300,000. You know what I'm saying so far, just to the WBC. For being in line to fight. To fight Keith Thurman. And I mean, it's just paying those fees, man. A lot of fans don't understand that, man. When these guys are paying these sanctioning fees, and they're like, why are you ducking, Earl Spence? You can get in there with them now. Kenny Porter was just pretty much like, well, what about all the sanctioning fees I paid for the WBC to fight Keith Thurman? Are you gonna give me that back? And it kind of sucks, man. But it's just like I kind of understand where he's coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I personally wouldn't want to be putting out 200,000-300,000, man, and not getting it back. You know what I'm saying? That's an investment with no reward, man. I mean, come on, man. I wouldn't be wanting to do that, dude. That's pretty much like, running up a hill and then, not getting anything in return, running back down the hill, man. You're achieving nothing. So at the end of the day, I think that Dylan White will make a decision. I think his decision is to fight Wilder. That's my personal opinion. I think he will fight Wilder. I think that's the fight that's going to happen next. Um, with that being said, man, I would love to see what was going on. He said, yeah, Kenny was saying they put in work at the sanctioning body, so why he going back? He did. Yeah, I mean that's what I think. And me hearing that from Kenny, that solidified, what they go through behind the scenes. They've got to pay these sanctioning bodies, so I'm pretty sure Dillian White paying a pretty penny, dude, to be fighting Wilder coming up soon. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, that ain't no gimme. You know what I'm saying? That ain't no gimme. You know what I'm saying? My personal opinion. I mean, just fighting, Deontay Wilder alone, he's probably put up. Eddie Hearn probably put up, Oh, I don't know. See, that's another thing. Does it come out of Dillian White's pockets or does it come out of his promoter pockets? I mean, it's got to somehow affect Dillian White, no matter how you cut his money. But he's been with the WBC. He's been in the WBC rankings for over a year now. So and then it's I think he's been in the WBC rankings since he's fought Chisora. if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but I think since he fought Chisora, he's been in the WBC rankings. And I know a lot of fans, man, ain't gonna want to see this, man. They ain't gonna want to see me talking about Dillian White and him fighting Deontay Wilder. But I mean, I'm speaking facts. I'm speaking actuality, something that can actually happen, and I actually think that will happen instead of trying to guess and hope that Joshua's next for Wilder. You're hoping and praying, but what are facts? Facts are that Dillian White's the WBC silver champion. Last I checked, that Regis Prograis was the WBC champion. The WBC silver champion, and he's supposed to be fighting what's good, chosen one. And last I checked, Regis Prograis is supposed to be fighting Ramirez next. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of these boxing fans need a reality check on what the fuck's going on, man, behind the scenes, instead of guessing and wishing. And you know what I'm saying? I just honestly think, man, with all that guessing and wishing, man, what are you really gonna get out of it? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get a broken dreams. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's my personal opinion. I mean, I don't think nothing's good is gonna happen out of keep saying that the Anthony Joshua and Wilder fight must happen. Eddie Hearn's gonna do what the fuck he wants to do. We're not paying him. I mean, we are when we go to the shows and shit, man. And I mean, I honestly think, man, it could go down at any time, man. But I honestly think that Dillian White's next, man. And I have to like it, but I have to accept it. Keep the pressure on. Yeah, definitely got to keep the pressure on him, Ty, man. But what I'm saying is, it's a thing called pressure. It's a thing called reality, man. And I just think, man, the reality check with the whole lot of these fighters are, man. I just think that the reality check is Dillian White is the WBC, silver champion. A lot of guys fail to realize that. They look past that when he is a champion. You know what I'm saying? And he's paying those sanctioning fees, like me and Ty was saying earlier. And I just honestly think he's not paying those sanctioning fees for nothing, man. I mean, that's my personal opinion. I mean, Regis Prograis is even telling Bob Arum, like, yo, the fight's gotta happen next, and Bob's like, yeah, undisputed trumps all that shit. I feel you on that, man. But is Anthony Joshua ready to be undisputed yet, man? You can say one thing out your mouth, man, but that pen and paper a whole different ball game, dude. And I want undisputed now too, man. But it's just the way this shit's looking, man. You got Dillian White and Lucas Brown fighting on HBO. My personal opinion and my reality is what I'm thinking is, I think the winner of that is going to fight Wilder, man. I think the winner of Dillian White and Lucas Brown is going to fight Wilder, man. That's my personal opinion, man. Anthony Joshua has one fight left with Showtime. No, I think it's 2 fights left with Showtime. Or it might be the last fight with Park. It might be the last fight. And I think HBO's got to throw this dude, Anthony Joshua, a hell of a lot of money. HBO does. Because they don't have anybody on the network. They're scrambling right now, man. They don't have anybody on their network to, withhold the tide that Showtime is brewing up, man. Showtime's got Charlo, Danny, Keith, Earl, fucking just a slew of names, Mares, the Mares and the other guy fighting this weekend coming up, I think, Mares and, what's his name? Leo Santa Cruz. I think that fight's coming up this week. It's coming up soon. But yeah, man, and just those fighters alone, man, can pretty much outdo whatever, HBO's doing right now, because HBO's pretty much living on the flyweight division, man, and that ain't a good division to live on, man. I don't have nothing against the flyweight division, man, but who wants to see 110-pound guys just, oh my God, dude, the wind will blow him away, dude, cutting weight, man. I ain't trying to see it. I ain't got nothing against him, man. I like my boy anyway, but I just ain't really trying to spend my money and subscribe to a channel when all I'm going to be seeing is fucking flyweights the whole time. I'm good with that. HBO on life support. Yeah, I feel you. I think it's all about how Wilder moves next. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, HBO is on life support, man. HBO right now, man, is they're pretty much searching, man. They're trying to find out what they're gonna do next, and I honestly think, dude, that they have to sign Anthony Joshua, dude. That's the only way. That's the only way that HBO is gonna survive the Showtime, man. Because you gotta understand, man. Anthony Joshua is a pay-per-view fighter, man. He could be, he's up there, man. He's solidified. And I mean, I'm not saying I'm never saying that, I'm not even trying to go there and say that I'm an Anthony Joshua supporter. I'm far from an Anthony Joshua supporter. I'm a Wilder fan first, but I'm a realist second. You know what I'm saying? So, pretty much a realist first, because I mean, I always think about what could happen and what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? You gotta think that when you're thinking in any boxing. You gotta think, what your mind telling you, but then again, what's your heart telling you. You know what I'm saying? So, your mind can play tricks on you. You know what I'm saying? For real, man. And I think that, I honestly think, that the Dillian White fight's gonna be next, man. It's fucked up to say, man, and it's fucked up to even think about, dude, because I'm not trying to watch that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to watch that shit, man. Who wants to watch Dillian White and Wilder, man? I mean, I honestly think Dillian White has a puncher's chance because he's a slugger, and I think he does have a lot of power, because he has hurting Joshua, dude. Dillian White almost took fucking Joshua out, dude. You know what I'm saying? He said, I don't have patience in boxing. You're going to be let down over and over. I mean, that's what I'm saying, Ty. Like, who wants to keep being let down, dude? You're like, man, it's got to fight. The Wilder Joshua fight, it's got to happen next. And the whole thing, I made a video about this, dude. Everybody's looking over Joseph Parker, dude. Like, what, does he get any chance at fighting anybody next? Like, if he wins? Like, like who? Everybody's looking over the guy, man. Everybody's looking over Joseph Parker, dude. Does Joseph Parker even exist? I mean, I think Joseph Parker has a live shot. I think he's a live dog. You know what I'm saying? He's not even in the equation. And it's fucked up though, man, because it's like nobody's thinking about Joseph Parker, man. I mean, he squeaked by Andy Ruiz, and a lot of boxing fans, when they seen that Andy Ruiz fight, they were just like, dude, that was for the vacant WBO. They were just like, dude, whoever wins this is dog food for Wilder or Joshua, dude. And I mean, Ruiz looking so out of shape as he does, man. God, it's awful, dude. Like his trainer. Like, how do you call yourself a trainer? And this is the finishing product you put on the on the boxing floor. You know what I'm saying? He squeaked by Fury too. He probably getting dropped. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's one thing with the whole situation with Fury, man. I think that there was more behind that loss with Fury, man. I think that the sanctioning bodies didn't really like Fury, and I mean, if you read some of those scorecards, dude, they were highly in favor of some of those scorecards were highly in favor of Fury, man, because Fury, he has a lot that him and Tyson, the Fury name is not a good name in boxing right now, dude. All types of speculations and allegations, dude. They were both on that shit. And I mean, it's just, but still heavyweights can't really be overlooked. Any one of them capable of dropping the other. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude. And that's what I'm saying with Joseph Parker. I think he's a live dog. I think more people should give him a chance. Anthony Joshua has zero head movement. That means he's gonna be there to get hit with one of these. And I think, I think Joseph Parker's I think he's a pretty good opponent. You know what I'm saying? He's got a belt. He's not trying to lose it. He's not trying to lose his belt right now, man. He's got a belt and he's not trying to lose it, man. So fuck all them people that's saying that Joseph Parker is not even relevant. I mean, at a point you want to look past it, but you gotta look in front of it first, because you can't look past Joseph Parker without, him fighting Joshua first, man. Joshua hasn't looked good neither lately, man. He fought Takam and looked awful. I think he looked awful against Takam, man. That wasn't a great fight, man. That was a squeak by, dude. That was a squeak by. Just like fucking Joseph Parker squeak, and he did hurt Takam, but that stoppage was horrible, dude. I think Takam had more left in the tank, man. You know, and Anthony Joshua got by because of the refs were on his side. It was a hometown fight. You know, I think Takam had a lot more, but then again, that was Takam's biggest payday, dude. He got 25% of that purse. You know, 25% of 20 million is a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of money to a fighter. He said, I thought he showed some things that were good, but it's that was Ortiz. That's night. Get your night court ready, man. That's why he didn't fight Ortiz, man, because him not fighting Ortiz part should show you something, man. I mean, he's not gonna fight Ortiz next. I mean, you know, if he fights Ortiz next, Ty Legacy, man, that'll be fucking, that'll show me something. That'll show me, you know, no homo. That'll show me the balls he has, dude. Because right now, man, he ain't showing me a whole lot, dude. He's ducking and dodging, and it's just a lot going on with Anthony Joshua, man. I honestly think he doesn't really know. He says him and Eddie Hearn say they want to do one thing, but then they do another. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, man, Joseph Parker is not to be looked over, man. He's a live dog, man. I think he could win, man. He said he don't even mention Ortiz's name. He doesn't even mention Ortiz's name, and Ortiz was supposed to be the mandatory, man. But you see how these sanctioning bodies. What the fuck does a mandatory mean anymore? Does a mandatory mean that you're going to actually fight the guy that you're supposed to fight? I mean, a mandatory is supposed to mean that you're going to fight the guy that you're supposed to fight, but nowadays, you got that green, dog. You ain't fight nobody no time soon. Just look at Adonis Stevenson and Elder Alvarez, man. That's 4 years, dude. 4 years he's been on the number one slot to fight Adonis Stevenson, and for 4 years he hasn't fought him. And he's not going to fight him this year. So that's going to be 5. So, I mean, you know, money talks, dude. And that's what I'm saying, man. He's like, yup, dropped him out the ranks for PD and put Povetkin, who failed twice. Fucking boxing, man. Yeah, man, that's another thing, man. Povetkin's a live dog, too. He could be shooting up, too, man. But he's a live dog, too. I think Povetkin's got a fucking good chance on beating. You know, I mean, I'm a Wilder fan, so I don't think Wilder would lose to Povetkin, man, but Povetkin's got a puncher's chance, dude. Povetkin's no sleeper, dude. Povetkin, people know Povetkin, dude. You see what he did with Mike Perez? And Perez, you know what I'm saying? Perez is a pretty good fighter, man. You know, but like I said, man, you know, it's levels to this shit, man. And I think the level, I think man, Wilder is just gonna run through fucking. I think Wilder's gonna run through fucking Joshua, dude. That's my personal opinion, man. Tell me what you guys think. Who you guys got winning the Joshua? The Wilder, not fundamentally sound, always got to give his opponents a chance if he calling it down the middle. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel you, man. But I honestly think that at the end of the day, man, Dillian White's next. I'm sorry to keep talking about Dillian White, dude, but he's got the WBC belt, man. Like, he's the WBC silver titler. And for Eddie Hearn to offer Wilder $5 million to come to UK, that's not a bad offer, dude. I know there's probably some bullshit behind it, dude, but that's not a bad offer, dude, because what if Wilder has to fight him, you know, next? You know what I'm saying? Which I don't want to happen, but what if he has to fight him next? I mean, that'll just be crazy, you know what I'm saying? It'll be fucked up, but at the same time, it'll just be like, it's got to happen because he's a WBC mandatory, man. And like I said earlier, man, what the fuck does mandatories matter anymore? Because I feel like if you got the money, man, you can get by the mandatory spots, man, and that's just what I feel, man. But, you know, I think Joseph Parker's a live dog, man. I think Joseph Parker could actually do some things in his division, man. And, I mean, I don't think nobody's going to get knocked out in this fight, man. You said AJ versus Joshua, to me, comes down to AJ. Hold on. AJ versus Joshua. Hold on, what was that, Ty? What was that, dude? AJ versus Joshua? Anthony Joshua versus Joshua? But yeah, man, it is what it is, man. That's my personal opinion, man, and I'm gonna sign out, man. It's my first time doing it live, man. I'm just trying to see how it does, man, and that's my thoughts on what's gonna go down, man. And please like and subscribe. This is Corey Lee Boxing, man. Signing out. Peace.